Yep, we'll get you. Oh, we'll get you one. We got one. We got one of these bubbler thingies.
Okay.
Oh. There we go, sir.
Thanks, brother.
Yeah, it's a brave new world.
Oh, I know it.
And it's, you know, we have been trying to, over the last, I've been here almost 8 years now, and we've been trying to transition to a newer sound, the younger audience.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, hopefully the younger audience will listen to us for 10 or 15, 20 years.
I'll tell you, the younger audience, they do like that country stuff. I mean, the new country stuff, they do.
Every country show in 2012 in Cincinnati was sold out. At Riverbend, Brad Paisley sold out.
Oh, yeah.
Miranda Lambert sold out.
Yeah.
Zach Brown played the downtown arena on the 30th of December, sold out.
Yeah.
Eric Church was there with Justin Moore in October, sold out.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I'm kind of glad to see it. I grew up on country, but, you know, that was because my dad, that's the only thing he would listen to. And I grew up on it, whether I liked it or not. And then I switched over to rock, and so I got a little bit of both in me now.
yeah, I mean, but it's blending. You know, it's blending. That's why, I mean, you see on CMT, they've got the Crossroads where they'll bring in somebody
I like that.
trained to do a thing with Martina McBride,
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
blending. I mean, the melody is not that much different. A lot of Taylor Swift you hear on the pop stations.
That's right.
You know, and some of the things that pop artists have put out we're playing. So,
Yeah.
you know, it's not the delineation that it used to be. The lines are blurred. Anything goes, and musically, some people really like that, and others hate it.
Oh, the old timers hate it.
Trust me, I have butted heads with many an old timer here that still want us to do funeral notices and
George Jones.
and sing and play George Jones, and it ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
And because, just as Vince Gill wrote, there's no future in the past.
I like that. I'd like to take that line and switch it around.
And then you're gonna have to sing closer to the microphone.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the guitar is probably gonna drown you out.
Okay.
You're not
Okay,
gonna be.
I
I
wanna
want
try
to
to
hear
get-
you. I want to hear you singing more than
Yeah.
the guitar playing.
Okay. How's that?
Good. We'll do a little breaky break here.
Yeah.
And I'll play another song, and then we'll come back, maybe do a live song into a commercial break, and then come back, talk a little more, and do another live song, and just kind of weave it in and out, all right?
When you do your live performances, do you add a little reverb to it, or?
Yeah, we've got processing, but
Right.
it wouldn't be that noticeable.
Okay.
There we go with brand new Casey James at the Tri-State's Best Country Eagle 99.3. He was, of course, a visitor to Lawrenceburg when he played with Clint Black at the annual Fall Fest back in September. It is 9:03, Tri-State's Best Country Eagle 99.3. And by golly, we finally got a local favorite back in studio with us. We were just kicking it around while Casey James was singing there, when the last time Rusty Bladen was in studio. And I remember distinctly he was here to give us a copy of his new Christmas album. And of course, we still play the first single off of that CD called Feels Like Christmas. We still play it every Christmas. But that was the last time that Rusty was with us, and that was what?
That was 2006, Bubba.
Holy smokes, so it's been like over 6 years since you've been here.
It doesn't seem like it.
Kelly, you're being a stranger. We would love to have you up more often, but I know musicians never get out of bed till 1 or 2 in the afternoon.
But you know what? I would do this more often. It's just that I just haven't been in the area that often.
I was going to say, you're going to be doing a show at the Dearborn Country Club this Saturday, and we're going to talk a ton about that over the next hour or so. But prior to that, when was the last time you were up here to do a show?
Believe it or not, it was back in March of last year. It was another show at the Dearborn County Country Club. Did that with my full band. It was actually it was their opening night there.
Mm-hmm.
So we're getting ready to do it again with the Winter Concert Series.
So it's been like 10 months since you've been up here?
Yes.
You haven't been able to find any other place? Because there's not that many places to play. Like you used to play Bessler's regular, and Of course, they're out of business now, and so there's not as many places to play, I guess.
Well, and I've been traveling a little bit more in all the directions. I've been going down to Florida a little bit, and Indianapolis, a little bit of Cincinnati, Louisville, and a lot of small towns in between.
And this is the time of the year where I think you would want to book every show in Florida.
I would love to.
Just keep playing around Tampa for about 3 months and then come back north.
Especially today.
All right. Well, how long have you been doing this now?
I've been doing this nearly 30 years.
Now, when are you going to grow up and get a real job?
I'm not. I wrote a song about that.
Well, we might have to play it later because we're going to have Rusty play us some of this stuff live. And a question I get when your name ever comes up. So I got to ask you. And you don't have to answer it if you don't want. But is Rusty Bladen your real name?
Well, I consider it my real name.
Okay.
Now, if you look on my driver's license, Bubba, it says Russell.
Oh, does it?
Yes.
All right. But how about the last name, Bladen?
Yes.
Is it?
Yes.
Son of a gun, man. I mean, because, Rusty Blade.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Yes.
And that's actually a real name. I mean, I could see making Rusty out of Russell, sure.
Yeah, and the Bladen name has been around for a while around the New Washington area in Indiana.
Uh-huh.
Yep, it's a real name for sure.
I'll be doggone. I mean, what a great name for a musician. But I dare say, if people saw you for the first time, they go, "Oh, that's got to be a stage name." That his real name is, Alex Wisbisky or something like that, and he had to shorten it up to something, a little more entertainment friendly.
I do get asked that a lot.
I don't doubt it, because, it's just a perfect name. It's a little too perfect. You think, he had to make that up. Son of a gun. Well, I'm glad we got that cleared up. All right, Rusty's going to be here on Saturday night. What time is the show?
Well, actually, there are 3 bands, and the doors open around 7 o'clock. The Whiskey River Boys and Janie Ray.
Oh, okay, and this is the first in a series of what they're going to call the Winter Concert Series at the Dearborn Country Club. So they're going to have, I think 3 more sets of shows after the one that Rusty and these other groups do this coming Saturday. Tickets are now available, but I tell you what, I got a pair of tickets I'd like to give you right now. If you're caller number 9, 537 WSCH, toll free 1-888-537-9724. If you'd like to go to see Rusty and those other groups this coming weekend at the Dearborn Country Club, it's a Saturday night show. You give us a ring right now, and we'll set you up with a pair of tickets. And I think we got a table set aside right up front, close to the stage, so that you'll be right in the front row. And we're going to have Rusty also play some stuff live here next at Eagle 99.3. See how that works?
Yeah, but I don't think I was recording.
Uh-oh. We'll have to do it again. Alexander, pick yourself a winner, kid. Answer the phone, get the name and the number. It's all you.
Oh, darn it. Card's full.
Oh, the SD card's full?
Yeah.
Oh, damn it. Have you got another one?
I think I can just erase this one.
What was on there?
Something else that I've already put in my computer, I'm pretty sure, so.
That's okay. I don't know if we have one. We cut through those things like water. And they ain't cheap either. They're like $35-40, aren't they? SD cards?
Last $15 was the one I bought.
Oh, good.
Okay, so I think we can do this now.
Well, like Mike was saying, we're streaming this live, and I dare say he's running some kind of recording device.
Yeah.
So he might be able to, send you a file.
Yeah.
And then you can chop it up and put up whatever you want on YouTube.
Sure.
So
All right. Well, we're recording now. So.
before you move out, ask Mike if he got that, and
Okay.
he can send you at least the first section.
Yeah. And if I get it up this week, it'll help promote the show a little more too.
You're gonna be here for about an hour. I didn't want to have you come all the way up from Madison and not do a good, get 3-4 live songs played. And there's lots more to talk about. I mean, the Merle Fest. I mean, the new album.
Oh, yeah.
How we could go.
Yeah, that's why I asked about how many songs. Okay.
Well, we're at 3 or 4, whatever you feel
I could
comfortable
do the
with.
one from the Merle Fest, too.
I'll let you pick it. We're gonna do one right here. There we go with brand new Eli Young Band at the Tri-State's Best Country, Eagle 99.3, and they've got a big 2013 planned, including opening some shows for Kenny Chesney, which, boy, if you're going to get some exposure, you can't get any more than with Kenny Chesney. He plays stadium dates, he's going to play River Bend in June, end of June, and gets himself a lot more exposure. It is 9:10 at the Tri-State's Best Country, Eagle 99.3. And we're pleased to have Rusty Bladen in studio with us today, and he's going to be hanging with us for about the next hour or so. He's here to talk about his show, and like you said, the first one that he has done in Dearborn County anyway, in a long time. It's been probably 10 months since he was here last. He's going to be doing the start of a series of concerts they're going to be holding at the Dearborn Country Club, and that will be this coming Saturday night. We got so much ground to cover with Rusty because it's been so daggum long since he's been here with us. 6 years now since he gave us a copy of his Christmas CD. But we'll get caught up with more because, like I say, we're gonna keep you around a while. In the meantime, we'd like to get some live music from you. Have you got a song you'd like to play for us?
Absolutely. You mentioned that my new album, well, my most recent album is called Homegrown Treasures.
Right.
And it was recorded at John Mellencamp's bass player's house, secluded in the woods of Brown County, Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
He has an 8-car garage, and up above that 8-car garage
Wow.
is a recording studio that also has a dance floor, a bar, and a stage with lights and everything. And he said, "Hey, Rusty, you can invite 100 people, come over here and record the album,
Wow.
and we'll have a party." And that's what we did. So there's no band. It's just a acoustic solo album.
Mm-hmm.
So
and this song you're going to play us is off the album called?
it's called Warm Cup of Coffee.
I would think back in the woods you'd probably have a warm cup out of the still.
You're exactly right. You're
All right.
exactly right.
Here we go, Rusty Bladen, y'all.
7 years in a factory, 1 paycheck from poverty. Nobody pays much mind to me. I just blend in with the scenery. Sometimes I feel like something's wrong. I've been hanging around myself too long. I sit at home and I watch TV, curse the news in the magazines about all that fighting in the Middle East and the rising cost of gasoline. But I don't let it get me down. When the morning comes around, I just want a warm cup of coffee and somebody to sit beside me. I just want a warm cup of coffee. I don't want to be angry, I just want to be happy. Well, there ain't much opportunity in a dysfunctional family, so I got my very first degree at Hard Knock University. I'm a streetwise educated man. There's one thing I don't understand. From the small towns to the city streets, there's too much crime and too much greed. And when a killer's caught by the state police, in a couple years they just set him free. I'm an ordinary peaceful guy, but I think they should hang him high. I just want a warm cup of coffee and somebody to sit beside me. I just need a warm cup of coffee. I don't want to be angry, I just want to be happy. Yeah, this world is sometimes cruel and cold. That's just the way it is. I ain't looking for no pot of gold, just a temporary fix. I need a temporary kiss. Well, I just want a warm cup of coffee and somebody to sit beside me. I just need a warm cup of coffee. I don't want to be angry, just wanna be happy.
There you go, Rusty Bladen doing his first show in Dearborn County in almost a year. This coming Saturday night at the Dearborn Country Club. Tickets are now available. And you've come to the wrong place because the only thing we can offer you is a lousy cup of coffee. We've got the world's worst coffee. And it might be hot, but it's pretty bad stuff. All right, now let's get caught up a little bit here. Because, like I say, you haven't been like 6 years since you've been here. And since then, besides the new album, and that's one of the singles off of it, you also went to Merle Fest and almost won a songwriting contest. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Oh, absolutely. That was very exciting. I wrote the song with a friend of mine, Mickey Clark from Louisville, Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
Mickey's claim to fame is he wrote a song that got on a hit album by the Oak Ridge Boys. And we met up at a folk festival in Madison and kind of hung out at my house after the show. And we got together and wrote this song called Bakersfield Wine and entered it in the Chris Austin songwriting contest.
Mm-hmm.
And out of 1,500 songs, we got third place up there, so we're really proud of that.
All right. Could you possibly make that one of the songs that you play before we wrap
I
up
would love
here?
to, yes.
All right, cool. Now, you had mentioned also that you went and recorded the album at the home of a guy who plays for John Mellencamp. And I know you've messed around with a couple of guys in his band for a while. How did that develop? How did that relationship come about?
Well, I'll tell you, I got asked, someone saw me play, and it was somebody in John Mellencamp's circle of, like his road manager, and then they asked me if I wanted to play John Mellencamp's fan club convention. It was an international thing where they came from Germany and Australia, everywhere around the world to converge on his hometown of Seymour, Indiana.
Sure.
And actually the first one I did, John didn't even show up. But the second one I did, he was there and he signed autographs and I got to meet him. But the band really liked my music and they said, hey, when John's not on the road, we'd like to come out and do some shows with you.
Mm-hmm.
So we did that and recorded a couple of albums with them. And from time to time, I still play with them. They've been really busy here lately. And so I have a new band coming out with me Saturday night.
How are you? Well, we're going to have to talk a little bit more about that as well. But that was primarily birds of a Hoosier feather flock together. Is that how that turned out?
Pretty much, yes.
All right. You was being a Hoosier boy and John being a Hoosier boy, and probably most of his band members are from Indiana too.
All of them.
All right. More with Rusty Bladen coming up. It's 9:18, Tri-State's Best Country, Eagle 99.3.
New streams. Well, I hope that came out all right.
I was listening to my headsets. It sounded fine at this end. I was looking at Mike because I think Mike's recording it. He didn't give me any funny faces like it doesn't sound good, so.
Bakersfield.
Yeah, well, there you go. But that's the Bakersfield Wine. That's you got to make that. Let me see.
Pharmacy is a health mart pharmacy. With pharmacists who know there is nothing more important than your family's well-being. Health Mart, caring for you and about you. And George's and Versailles will deliver to all of Ripley, Dearborn, Ohio, Switzerland, and Jefferson counties. George's. The Powerball jackpot is at $110 million.
news, sports, community events, and what's important to you. Eagle 99.3 and EagleCountryOnline.com.
There you go. There's a little whining steel guitar. It's a brand new Eric Church. Very different for him.
I'm a long gone waiting song.
My son, who's he'll be 25 next month.
I'm a back row sitter at a
He grew up on all the new pop stuff, you know, Green Day and all the.
Yeah, I love Green Day.
And
very simple 3-chord banal rock and roll, but
yeah,
it works.
That's and you know, he's not into the hard rock, but he's into the kind of the, I call it adolescent rock, where the voice sounds like a 17-year-old, and he can sing, he plays, but he came down the other night and he was playing Eric Church, Springsteen.
Yep.
And I heard the song once before, and my first impression was, well, he's trying to sell records and appeal to Springsteen fans, older people who like Springsteen plus younger kids. But then the more I got to listen to the lyrics, and it's about, you know, he went to a concert a long time ago, and
high school. Everybody
yeah.
grew up listening to Springsteen back in that era, listening to Springsteen.
So guess what? I learned it, and now I'm playing at my shows. And it goes over good.
Like I say, I get these, you know, these old coots that hammer on me. I don't apologize for today's music whatsoever. All they've done is take the melody and turn it up.
Beef up the music.
Turn up the melody, and yes, and of course with tracking, with the devices they use to track today, you know, they're not recording on a canned microphone anymore. They've got computer things.
Oh, yeah.
They can record a song one word, one note at a time, and they can manage to compress it, and there's all kinds of things they can do to it. It's never going to sound like, you know, Hank Williams Sr. recorded his songs. Technology has changed the sound.
Yes.
But yeah, no, to appeal to a younger audience, and I'm all for that, because I've seen stations that didn't move and literally saw their audiences do this, because the only people who listen are people who are dying.
Yeah, and see, I got to think about the same thing when I go out and do my shows. There's 21-year-olds, a whole new batch coming in every year to these bars and stuff, so I've got to do something that'll appeal to them too.
Everybody's trying to be younger, because that's where the money is. That's where the future is. I mean, look at the Cincinnati Enquirer, which used to be one of the most stodgy old conservative newspapers in the country. They sent a couple of ladies out from Gannett owns them, and from their corporate office in New York or Washington, and now you read it and it's all about young women and young stuff and stuff that would appeal to, you know, younger audience and a lot of female audience, because they're targeting the people who spend the money for advertisers.
Yeah.
And we are too. And it had to be done, because, I mean, the only people that were listening to this radio station are people who are 60 and over, and there's no future in that. I'm sorry, there's none. You got to make the move. Here we go.
Here we go.
We'll play Bakersfield Wine after we talk a little bit.
I'm a long gone waiting song.
There we go, brand new Eric Church. And you might have been thinking, man, that voice sounds familiar, but it's not something that Eric Church has ever done in the past. A very different kind of approach to his little latest single called Like Jesus Does. Tri-State's Best Country, Eagle 99.3. It is 9:23, and Rusty Bladen's in studio with us this morning. Local favorite for many, many years, and he's going to be doing his first concert in quite some number of months here in Dearborn County this Saturday night at the Dearborn Country Club, part of a winter concert series that they're kicking off with Rusty and a couple of other groups this coming Saturday night. Tickets are now available. And since we're going to be playing Bakersfield Wine, which is the song you almost won that songwriting contest with, let's talk a little bit about songwriting, because it's a part of the business that I don't think people quite understand or quite know how it works. They like to listen to the song, they like to sing along with it, but they don't know how it, you know, got constructed, which is really always, to me, been a very fascinating part of where concepts come from. Where do you get ideas for songs? Is it something that's constantly going on in your head, or is it take something to trigger a thought, or how is your songwriting approach? What is it like?
Bub, there's different ways. Sometimes I'm just playing on guitar and I got 3 or 4 chords, and I'll just make up sounds, not even words. I'll just make up sounds that make the melody, and then like I might record myself and get a decent, oh well, that's a catchy melody, so now I need words. And then sometimes I keep a notebook with me, and a lot of times I'll catch some of my songs come out of conversations with people. I'll hear a catchy line on a TV show or radio or anything like that. Anything that I think's really catchy. I heard something really catchy on the radio today. It was somebody was talking about static in the attic. And I'm thinking, have you ever heard that? Have you ever heard that hook line before? Static,
No.
static in the attic.
No.
I'm thinking it means a little bit crazy. You got a little static in your attic.
Yeah.
So anyway, that might be the next song. Who knows?
Mm-hmm. Now, do you prefer to write alone or with others?
You know, I used to prefer to write alone. I'm starting to do a lot more collaboration now because it's like it drives you more, it motivates you more. You want to do your best. You got somebody out there bouncing ideas back and forth, and the more they input, the more their input comes in, the more I put in. And the last couple of songs I wrote have been co-written, and you know, I'm open to co-writing.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to write a song together?
I'll tell you what, I can probably, you know, I think we all could probably put some basic words that rhyme together, but to me, I'm out. When it comes to the melody, I don't know where you guys get the melody. I think I could come up with a poem and a pretty good concept, you know, about, you know, everyday life, but I couldn't put it to melody. That's a part that I don't understand.
Well, you know, they say there's nothing new under the sun, and if you listen to every one of my songs long enough, you'll find bits and pieces from 70s rock and roll, from a little bit of country, and you'll find, you know, here and there, but it won't be exactly alike.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be able to find passages where, oh, that sounds like such and such song, and I, you know, that just happens because it's kind of subconsciously, I guess.
Right. Well, it's a creative process that I don't think most people understand and what goes on in a songwriter's head. And as you all know, you know, you can play covers for a long time and probably, you know, be able to play fairs and festivals, but if you really want to move your career forward, you have got to be able to write songs or at least sing originals.
Exactly.
And you prefer to sing your own as opposed to, you know, maybe picking one from somebody else that's wrote it? Or...
It depends on where I'm playing.
Mm-hmm.
See, the best thing I ever did was quit a band that was doing really good, but all we did was cover songs. Nobody in the band wanted to write music, and I finally ended up quitting that band and going out on my own and making my first CD back in 1993, and it's just been uphill ever since. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I'm not famous, I'm not rich, but I'm doing what I love, and I go out and sing my own songs. I will do cover tunes. If I'm doing a 3-hour show, I'll throw in some cover tunes and
Mm-hmm.
get people dancing, and but we like to mix it up.
All right, there's one that almost won you the songwriting contest back in 2011 at Burrowfest. It's called Bakersfield Wine. Where did that come from?
Well, that came from
Let me guess, you're out in Bakersfield and there was a bottle of wine involved.
Actually, never been to Bakersfield.
Oh, no kidding.
No, the idea came from Mickey Clark, as I was saying earlier, a
Right.
songwriter from Louisville, Kentucky. Mickey's been around for years, and he's an award-winning songwriter. So we were hanging out one day, and he said, I got this idea. Never been to Bakersfield, but I just like the sound of it. So we ended up writing the song pretty much in one day. Had to actually go to Google to get some towns and some highways and things like that to learn a little bit about Bakersfield. I plan on going there one of these days and drinking some of their wine.
That sounds like a good idea to me. But in the meantime, let's just visit it via Rusty Bladen's single called Bakersfield Wine. Go ahead, Rusty.
County in Texas, where it's flatter than a fiddler's bow. I got boots in my roots and rodeo shoots. I love to pick the Cotton Eye Joe. Daddy was a flatland farmer when I left with my guitar and a mountain to climb. Mama said the boy's gonna do what he do. Don't you worry, 'cause he's gonna do fine. But I took a wrong turn in Denver with a girl from Caroline. She left me for the Hollywood lights. I followed that Bakersfield sign. Now I can't lose these LA blues, drinking this Bakersfield wine. There's a rundown bar on Monterey Street me and the band call home. Yeah, we rattle the walls till the very last call. I'm lonely, but I'm never alone, 'Cause there's a pedal steel, a fiddler's reel, a little bit of buck and merle, a pretty face or two, but all I do is dream about my brown-eyed girl. And I wish she'd run off with me up Highway 99. I wonder if she thinks about me, or if she's waiting for a star to shine. Now I can't lose these LA blues, drinking this Bakersfield wine. Now there's 100 lonely miles between her dreams and mine. Wish I could lose these LA blues, drinking this Bakersfield wine. Wish I could lose these LA blues, drinking this Bakersfield wine.
There you go, Rusty Bladen, and a song that almost won a big songwriting contest a couple of years back. Rusty's going to be at the Dearborn County Country Club this coming Saturday night to kick off to a winter concert series that they're going to be holding there. And tickets are now available. It is 9:31, Tri-State's Best Country, Eagle 99.3.
Who is feeling blue? I have too many cars and don't know what.
All right, you got yourself maybe 6-7 minute break here. Got to play some, do some commercials, weather, we'll play a song, and then we'll come back and talk a little bit, do another song.
How about one that's going to be on the new album? Not even, this will be the first time,
You pick it. You pick
this will
it.
be the first time ever on any radio.
This is your hour.
And $2, you're in luck. It's my New Year, Blue Year, Drive for 2 year sale.
You know, I've got,
Chevy Cruze for just
I've got one on
$149
here.
per month. And credit,
Yeah.
don't sweat it. My 4 people credit approval
You ever
process.
seen one of those, bud?
Drive away today.
No, I've not.
That's the new thing, keeping up with the kids. That's a download card. And see, CD sales are pretty much
Dead.
gone. Yeah, I still have CDs. I still sell a few every now and then, but it's the downloading now. So I'm on iTunes.
Oh, well, there you go. I was about to say, which system you on?
iTunes, and then well, Amazon. But it's mainly iTunes. As where CD sales are going down, the iTunes are going up, and they need to go up a little more. But
Well, the beauty is, though, that as you well know, 20 years ago, if you were not with one of the record labels, you had no chance.
I know.
And now, because of the new media, you know, a lot of people, they just bypassed all that record label business, and
Which results in more creativity too.
yes, yeah, you don't have to do the formula that the bean counters want you to follow in order to sell the most albums.
But what that is, there is a download card on the back. There's a website, and you go to the website, type in the code, you can download 16 songs. I sell them at the show, and I give a lot of them away.
I need to ask you, you're gonna have albums there to sell? You're gonna have
Oh, yeah.
just the cards?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
we've still got CDs and the download cards. And I'll tell you what else is really has technology. I was playing a party one time, and I announced I've got CDs. And I announced you can download my songs, and a guy come up to me on break and goes, "I just got all your songs right there from my smartphone, right there
Yep.
at the party."
All right. And really, we've only begun to scratch the surface there. Only a fraction of a few know how to work that smartphone. They got one, but they don't know how to
I
work
don't
it.
yet.
I'm right there.
I still got the old flip phone.
9:34, Tri-State's Best Country, Eagle 99.3, and yes, it's going to be bone-chilling cold today with a high of only 16, a wind chill of 8 or 9. Then tonight, down to 7 with a wind chill below 0 as it was last night. Tomorrow, it's going to cloud up, bringing with it a slight chance of flurries, but we don't think it's going to be anything that's going to stick to the roads or cause any kind of problems there. And we are going to get up to 27 tomorrow. Holy cow. What a break from the cold snap. Although it doesn't look like we'll be above freezing again till Sunday, if not Monday at the earliest. Right now, it is, we're looking at, let's see, 17, 18 degrees. Tri-State's Best Country.
Wow.
Okay, a little Greg Bates, and then we'll talk a little more, and then we'll do a song, and then we'll hit some more commercials, and then we'll talk a little bit more, and give away another set of tickets, and then we'll do one more song, and then we're done. So 2 more songs, good for 2 more.
Great publicity.
All right, no,
Let's
hey,
see, what did I do for 2 more?
I got for Valentine's Day, I got the kids from Pure Grain. I don't know if you've ever heard of them, but
Pure Grain.
yeah, there's some kids out of Brights. They do the same, sort of new media stuff. They've never put an album out, but I think they put an EP out maybe once. But,
You know what? I think I have. Are they with Saul Records?
Yeah, well, they are Saul Records.
Yeah, yeah. I have
There's a
heard
guy
of them.
named Brian who plays their
DeBueller,
percussion.
DeBruler.
Boy, I don't know the last name.
Yeah, I think it is. And they also do some stuff with Dallas Moore.
As a matter of fact, they're playing with Dallas Moore on Valentine, or the weekend of Valentine's. I don't know if it's the weekend before or weekend after, but they're playing up the VFW in Harrison.
Yeah. I just heard your ad about them. They must be happening. I mean, they're trying to. You don't have to be a member, I heard.
Yeah, they're trying to make it a party place.
Yeah.
You know, they're trying to get away from it's only for old veterans of foreign wars.
I could tell by the ad that it was.
They expanded, so they got a little more room. You know,
Yeah.
before they didn't have enough room to do bands, and they expanded. And they sunk quite a bit of money into it, 6 figures.
Wow.
And they've expanded it. They had Dallas Moore, I think, for New Year's Eve, and they're having him back for Valentine's, and this time Pure Grain, or what's left of Pure Grain. They've had a lot of personnel changes, but Brian, that plays percussion in Pure Grain, he's the one that's the Soul Records.
Yeah.
And they run it out of a house in Bright.
Uh-huh.
And they're doing a lot of the new media stuff.
I've had some contact with him on Facebook. In fact, the last time I did the show here, I was looking for a production company to come in and do the sound, set up the speakers and all the lights and everything. I ended up going with some people I knew out in Indianapolis, and they do a great job.
I don't know if they do that kind of stuff, but
Not really. They don't.
I didn't think so. But they're young kids. They're probably in their 20s, and they're looking to just play their music.
I also heard on that ad for the VFW, they've got the band coming in playing from 8 to 1. That's 5 freaking hours.
They'll probably get a couple of breaks in there, sure.
Yeah,
Although if you know Dallas Moore, he'll play for 5 hours and want to know why he can't play for another 5.
Oh my God,
He's crazy.
My voice wouldn't do 5 hours if I'm doing 2-3 nights in a row.
Yeah, Dallas is crazy. He has been for a long time. Greg Bates, still climbing the charts with his latest single, and his debut single, actually, at that. It's called Did It For The Girl at the Tri-State's Best Country, Eagle 99.3. It's 8:38, and every guy understands the issue is what is testosterone done that made you do that you probably look back now and wish you didn't. Oh, yes, we've all done something for a girl and said, oh boy, that wasn't very bright, was it? All right, Rusty Bladen's hanging out with us this morning, and there's a reason why. He's going to be in town doing a concert this coming Saturday night. First time he's been in town in 10 months, maybe a little more. And he's going to be at the Dearborn County Country Club this coming Saturday night. It's the start of a winter concert series, and we'll tell you more about the other concerts that they're going to be holding later on in the winter. But this is the kickoff one this coming Saturday night. Tickets are available. And you've developed, quite a following in this area. Because you've been doing, you live from this area, you've been around here a long time, but, it's probably fun to look out and see familiar faces and people that you've seen at some of your concerts before and, follow you and buy your records and all the rest.
Well, and I'm very fortunate because not only have I, see some of the familiar faces, I'm already starting to get people coming up to me and saying, hey, my mom loves your music.
Oh, boy.
My dad loves your music. They
Ouch.
turned me on to your music. Yeah, that's a big ouch. But also, I like it because, it's good to know that my music appeals to, all ages, too.
Mm-hmm. Well, like we were talking during one of the breaks is, music lines are blurring. It used to be you had to be strictly country or strictly rock, and there was clearly delineated sounds, and it's all kind of blending. And as a musician, it's kind of a challenge for you but at the same time, it brings new audiences to music like yours that maybe they wouldn't have been caught dead listening to because they were strictly this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm not a psychic or anything, but I had this kind of experience back when I joined my first band. It was a rockin' band. It was rock and roll, 80s rock and roll, with the hair and the makeup and everything. And I kind of knew one of these days that I'd get back to my roots and just play, you know, the music I grew up on.
Right.
And now it's blended. I took the rock and the country, and it works out perfect.
Well, and you have, you know, younger people listening to stuff they didn't listen to before, older people listening to stuff they didn't listen to before. So it's kind of like a, you know, a brave new world. And something else we were talking about is how the new media has worked into, you know, the music consumption. Whereas you used to put out a CD, and you still do. You put out a live album just a couple of years ago, wasn't it?
I did, but you know, and with the new album, we're not printing as many CDs.
Right.
Because all my stuff is available on iTunes now and at my
There you go.
website. So you don't really have to print as many CDs as you used to.
Mhm.
They're still nice, you know. Some people still want that plastic to hold on
Sure,
to,
sure.
and you can sign them at the shows, and it's kind of a souvenir. You know, but a lot of stuff is being downloaded.
Yeah, but the new media gives you access to people, you know, to a whole new market. They might have never been to Southern Indiana, never seen Rusty Bladen. Somebody in Oregon that can
Yes.
now go to YouTube and go, oh, this guy's pretty good.
You're exactly right. YouTube and Facebook and all that stuff, you know, didn't have that when I first started out. I was hanging posters up on telephone poles.
Mhm. and you know, and it gets your music out there
Yeah.
to a larger audience. You know, once again, you get a lot more exposure than, yeah, you got to come see me at a bar in Butlersville, Indiana. This way, I mean, right now, as a matter of fact, you see, we're web streaming this worldwide. Somebody might be watching you in the Philippines.
Amazing.
All right, now, you said you had a new band. How did this come about? What's going on there?
Oh, it's a very, very great story here. I was playing a festival, kind of a hippie type festival, a mini Woodstock over in Brown County.
Mm-hmm.
And there were like 20 bands on the bill. And I was over there, I was the only guy out there solo. And so I was kind of a little nervous and everything, but after the show, there was this one band called Buzzy Jones. They were a three-piece band,
Mm-hmm.
and every one of them sang. They didn't have a lead singer. They didn't really need a lead singer. Every one of them sang great. Well, about a month later, I got a call to do a show. Matter of fact, at the Dearborn Country Club,
Mm-hmm.
and I called all the guys that I normally play with. None of them were available. So I hooked up with this band that I saw called Buzzy Jones and asked them if they'd be interested in learning my songs and a couple of covers and going out and putting on a show. And man, we've done about 10 shows now, and it works out great. They still do their band, and I still do my solo gig, but from time to time we get together for some big shows, and I can't wait. They're called the Mighty River Kings.
And you are the king.
Well, that's because I live in Madison, Indiana, 2 blocks from the river.
Sure.
So there's where the name came from.
Right, excellent. All right, you're going to play us another song. What's the title?
The title is Just for a While. We were talking about growing up and how I refused to grow up and all that, and this kind of sums it up a little bit.
All right, Rusty Bladen.
17, running from the world, and my thoughts centered on a girl. The autumn wind brought me a summer smile. Every summer we'd hang out at Jenny's, her mom and dad cruising in the country, so we could be together just for a while. Just for a while can be a lifetime. You never get a second chance. You better think it over just for a while. 21 seemed like the right age. My hair was long, going through the wild stage. Turn the page was playing on the radio. Open doors and jumping fences. I was climbing walls and burning bridges. I felt independent just for a while. Just for a while can be a lifetime. You never get a second chance. You better think it over just for a while. Smiles and live and die here in the heartland, wondering where all my time went. You can't stop the world from passing by. Stand up for what you believe in. Think about the air you're breathing. You know everything is just for a while. Just for a while can be a lifetime. You never get a second chance. You better think it over. Just for a while. Just for a while can be a lifetime. You never get a second chance. You better think it over. Just for a while. Just for a while. Just for a while.
There you go, Rusty Bladen at the Tri-State's Best Country. Eagle 99.3 is going to be Saturday nights at the Dearborn County Country Club. And tell you what, got a pair of tickets. Another pair of tickets to give away to you right now. If you're caller number 9 at 537-WSCH, toll free 1-888-537-9724. These are tickets to Rusty's show Saturday night, Dearborn Country Club, Tri-State's Best Country, Eagle 99.3.
I'm talking to you. How long has it been since the woman in your
Roll.
life has had a mammogram? If she's 40 or older and it's been
Okay,
more
hold on a
than 12
second.
months, she needs to schedule
Now,
one
Alexander, huh?
now. No joking. Ask her.
Pick
If
yourself a
it's been
winner.
more than 1 year, make sure she calls the Dearborn County Hospital Breast Care Center for an appointment. She'll like it there. Everyone's real nice and the place is
All right, we'll come back, talk a little bit more.
mammography. She cares for us. Now let's care for her.
And one more song.
Mammograms at the Dearborn County
And how's your water
Hospital
holding
Care
out? Any more?
Yeah, probably not. I got a little something.
All right, no, I understand. Hey, you're playing half a show here for crying out loud.
For years, you've heard it say that Whitewater Motor Company and Milan is...
Now, what's the kazoo out for?
Because I don't have a lead guitar player here.
Is that what we're playing next?
High customer service is a must. They pride themselves in taking care of their customers because Whitewater Motor Company is the most trusted name in the car business. Try their no-hassle approach. Buying from someone you can trust means everything. Whitewater Motor Company in Milan, truly the most trusted name in the car business.
Don't let the cold wind in this winter with caulks and sealants from
Here you go, sir.
Thank you, Bob.
Today,
Yes, sir.
Aurora Lumber Company. Aurora Lumber has a complete line of all DAP products to help you save on your heating bill. DAP Tex Plus Foam Caulk and DAP 3.0 Caulk is on a January Hot Buy for only $3.97. Both items can be used around windows and doors easily. Get DAP products today at your locally owned home center, Aurora Lumber Company.
Are you interested in saving energy but not sure where to start? Try this list of bright ideas for saving and conserving energy from Southeastern Indiana REMC. Conduct your own energy audit. Check around the house to see if devices...
All right, pick out one more song.
Cell phones, iPod chargers, and appliances...
I got a song called the Cell Phone Song.
Even when they're not in use. Upgrade your energy efficient...
There, you can't go wrong with that one.
In parentheses, it's called The Real Thing.
Can't go wrong with that one. Everybody's got one these days.
Well, maybe not everybody knows your name. Not yet, but here.
Do we have like, okay, yeah, there might be, I can tell a short little story about how I come up with the idea for this one too.
I am really always been curious about the creative process, because it's something that most people don't hear about. They just go to hear the songs, and to be honest with you, I don't know if they're all that interested, but I am, because I've seen songwriting sessions, and it just baffles me, astonishes me how people just generate ideas and then match it to a melody.
I work better under pressure. Like that song I had that's in the movie, the MGM thing with
Right, Madison? Yeah.
yeah, I knew that I had a good opportunity there if I could get something written, and I knew that I had to do it. I had a certain window of time if I didn't get it to them in time. And now I got another really good opportunity. They're building that bridge. Oh, you got to talk.
No, just a minute. I got to play one
They're
more.
building that bridge in Madison. I don't know if you heard about the
Yeah,
new bridge coming in.
They're supposed to be pretty close to done by now, aren't they?
Yeah, they're going to slide it in June.
I've been watching them. They come through here with the big
Do they?
Long girders and concrete girders.
Yeah, it's supposed to be some kind of modern marble where they build it on site and then slide it in on the existing piers. And they've asked me to write a song about it, and they're going to do a big concert on the day. So what do you write about? A bridge. So the pressure's on right now because they're gonna give me a little bit of money to go and record.
9:51 at the Tri-State's Best Country, Eagle 99.3. Rusty Bladen's been our guest here over the last 45 minutes. Going to play one more live song for you here in just a minute. But as I sit here in the studio watching you, Rusty, and I know John Mellencamp's kind of like a hero of yours. But can't help but hear the comparison to like a Bob Dylan or even a Neil Young.
Oh, Neil Young.
I hope I didn't insult you.
I named my first son Neil.
Oh, did you? After Neil Young?
Absolutely, because that's the first stuff I started learning on guitar was Neil Young, Eagles, Jackson Browne, Bob Seger, Leonard Skinner, and stuff like that.
Wow. So I mean, but your influences are varied, and you kind of just surf between kind of different genres, whatever whatever meets your fancy.
Yes, I do.
But you keep it. I mean, you hear the kids all the time say, "Keep it real." Everything you've sung about, you can understand. It's relatable. It's something that might either happen to you or it certainly happened to somebody else if it didn't happen to you. So that's kind of important to you when you're putting your songs together.
Oh yes, it is. I mean, why write a song if no one can relate to it? I mean, that's...
Well, you hear a lot of songs today, it's like, what the hell are they singing about?
Yeah, I know.
It's kind of abstract concepts, and it's kind of, what the hell are they singing about? But, you're singing about, the things that's common to everybody, and that's really important to, keeping your career going as long as you have. Now, how many CDs have you put out now? You said you had the first one in '93.
Yes, I'm getting ready to put out number 8.
Wow. And you had the live one in 11.
Yes.
And you had the Christmas song. I still got. I'll prove it to you. I'll prove it to you. This is some of our Christmas. There it is, right there.
That Christmas album, in my opinion, is my best album. It's the best produced. I had the best musicians, and I'm going to get the same guys, a lot of the same production on this new album, which I had Steve Earle's producer from Copperhead Road, and Mike Petro, who also did some work with Leonard Skinner. So that's why that album sounds better than all the others.
I'll tell you, the last time we were in here in 2006, when you were giving us the Christmas album, we played the first single, Feel Like Christmas, and the melody of that thing is so damn catchy, it's ridiculous.
Thank you.
And, we've played it every Christmas many times since.
It's good for a couple months out of the year.
Sure. Well, I mean, you don't want to play Christmas songs in July, but it was a good idea, and that was a hell of a catchy song. And we still play it, and probably will for a long, long time. All right, now, one of your other claim to fame that we haven't mentioned yet is you wrote a song for the movie Madison, which was Jim Caviezel and had the band. It was called Madison, wasn't that?
Yes, it was called Madison, and a lot of people don't know this, but Mellencamp narrated the film. All the talking and narration, it was John Mellencamp in the film too. And it was filmed in Madison, so a lot of local people did little background parts and things like that.
Now, the big news in Madison these days is that they're putting in a new bridge.
Oh, yeah.
And this is a hell of a project. And you're going to play a part in the opening of this bridge?
They've asked me to write a song about the opening of the bridge. And it's not finished yet, but the pressure's on because we're going to go in and record this and have it ready by June the 8th is when the big day happens. And it's supposed to be kind of a historical event. I can't wait for that.
This is a very unique design. It's something that I don't think they've ever done anywhere in the country before. Or if they have, it's a variation of something they've never done before.
Right.
Very interesting engineering concept that's going to link Kentucky into Indiana. So maybe we could getting them Hoosiers and Briars together.
Hey, write that down.
Finally bridging that gap between the Hoosiers and the Briars.
Bridging that gap.
There you go. There you go. See, well, you work on it because
there you go.
I don't want to. No, you don't want to follow that one up. All right, so you've got a new album coming out. You're going to have albums for sale at the Dearborn Country Club this coming Saturday.
Oh, yes.
And you're going to have these cards you've been talking about for downloads, right?
The new download cards, yeah. CDs are kind of on their way out, and everybody's downloading now. So that's the way we do that. We have little cards that we sell for complete downloads, and it's actually a lot cheaper than the full CD, too.
Oh, yeah. No, it's and again, it's giving you more access to a wider variety of people because of it. So more and more people can learn about Rusty Bladen, something we've known about for 30 years. And speaking of new technology, everybody these days has got a cell phone. Everybody. And so that seemed like once again, writing a song about something that is common to us all. You wrote a song about a cell phone?
I'm sure you and a lot of other guys can relate to this one, Bubba.
It's called Cell Phone.
Well, yeah, or the real thing. I got the idea for this song one night sitting on the patio with my wife. Beautiful summer evening. She's got her glass of wine, I've got my beer, and we're sitting there having just a wonderful conversation, or so I thought. About 10 minutes into this conversation, I look over, and she hadn't heard a word I was talking about, because she was over there on her smartphone, on Twitter, tweeting something, and so I decided there has to be a song about this.
Yeah, so the more ways we have to communicate, the less we seem to be communicating.
The less we have that personal communication, yeah.
All right, here's Rusty Bladen.
Honey, put down your smartphone, baby, give your thumbs a rest. You got a million friends on Facebook, you got me right here in the flesh. I don't know who you're texting, but if you wanna make a real connection, get off of that internet and come and get the real thing. We're going out on the town tonight. I'll order up some chicken wings. I wanna hear you sweet talk, baby. Don't wanna hear that cell phone ring. I know you'll feel much better if you'd only let me tweet your Twitter. Get off of that internet, come and get the real thing. Well, this world is going crazy, people texting way too much. I'm not dumb, I'm not lazy, I just need a little human touch. Honey, turn out the light, come and snuggle up right here. You're looking good and the time is right. Wait a minute, what's that I hear? OMG, WTF, LOL, you're my BFF now. Get off of that internet, come and get the real thing. I said, get off of that internet, come and get the real thing.
Oh, yes. I think we can all relate to that. Going through life needing 4 bars and only getting 1. That's the story of my life. Hey, Rusty, we really appreciate you coming in. Don't be a stranger now. 6 years since your last visit. Let's make it 3 next time, all right?
Oh, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. I hope you come out Saturday night to the country club.
RustyBladen.com, by the way, if you'd like to get more information on Rusty and his schedule and where you can see him. And yes, the next time and the first time for almost a year here in Dearborn County, Rusty's going to be at the Dearborn Country Club this Saturday night, 7 o'clock. Is it 7 o'clock? 7 o'clock?
I believe the doors open at 7. There's three bands
Right,
altogether.
right. And then it goes till about 1 in the morning,
Yes.
and it's going to be a night of great music. The start of a winter concert series, by the way, that they're going to be holding at the Dearborn Country Club. And what better way to kick it off than with Rusty Bladen? And we see you again, Guy.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. It's almost 10 o'clock. Tri-State's best country, Eagle 99.3.
Wow. That's got to be the best interview in a long time.
All right, what do you got there for me?
Pause is going to be closed today due to frozen water lines.
Oh, great. The pipes have already frozen on one night?
Yeah.
Usually you like to get through 2 or 3 nights before the pipes freeze.
Who's that?
Paws, which is the animal welfare people that run the shelter, the animal shelter here in Dearborn County. And it's too bad. They just opened, that's a fairly new facility.
Nice job. Thank you.
You think you've done this before, don't you? Like a couple times. You do that or you just got lucky as a rookie, as a beginner.
I'll take it either way.